You're watching Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Good evening, Guam. I'm Jess Lujan. Welcome to this edition of The Buzz. My studio guest this evening is Darryl Taggerty. No, not as my former staff, but he is my former staff. He's in the capacity of the president of the LBJ Elementary School Parent-Teacher Association. President, right?
Yes.
There we go. Darryl, reason why I asked you here is Sunday morning, PDN, there was a thing about questions not being answered by task force members that called a meeting regarding educational issues. Mm-hmm. You were quoted as the president of LBJ regarding the possible or the strongly rumored possible closure of LBJ and being converted into an immersion school. This is the first I've heard of it, and most of our radio listeners in the morning have never heard of it. Tell us more about this strong rumor.
Well, it was a rumor that actually in my notes, I have it from October 13th.
Okay.
And it was in a focus group meeting at the school. I'm a parent representative participating there. And I was appearing on Saturday morning before the task force as a parent, not as the president of the PTA, because we hadn't really gotten together and made a statement of how we wanted to approach the task force as a group. So I was there as a concerned parent and as a knowledgeable concerned parent. So it was October 13th in the focus group meeting, and then at the teacher appreciation luncheon on November 8th. And I don't know where it started, but at the teacher appreciation luncheon, someone in authority got up on the microphone and said there has been no decision made on the closure of LBJ. And that was the first time anyone outside the focus group had heard of this. It completely dashed the mood of the appreciation luncheon, which was for the great Sat 10 results. And the teachers after that kept coming to me individually and saying, would you please find out about this for us? And I didn't want to push it. I figured, well, more information will come out as we go along. And I didn't want to raise this issue before Christmas. It's just really a bad time to do that. Just let things go. But the teachers have been demoralized at that school. The excellent work they've been doing with the students, and they've just been on pins and needles. And it was Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock.
Now, at the time, I mean, we spoke at length about this. At that time, there was a meeting. There were some appointed and elected officials at that meeting as well, right?
Yes, that's right.
And did you not turn to them and basically, just say, hey, what is going on?
Well, actually, when I walked in the door, 3 teachers walked over to me immediately, and one was on the verge of tears. And she said, what is this? What's going on? Can you tell us more about it? I said, well, let me find out. I saw Francis Santos,
the chairman of the KUAM Education Policy Board. Yeah.
I walked over and I said, what about this? And he said, I don't know, we're not doing anything. I don't know anything about this. Ask them, and pointed over to the senators.
Okay, the senators that were over there. Now let's move ahead to last week. There was a presentation done by the chairman of the KUAM Education Policy Board, Francis Santos. He made the presentation to one of the Rotary clubs of Guam, and there was a mass PSA, a public service announcement, that he was going to be there, make a presentation. Our own KUAM was there to capture the words he said, and he simply talked about LBJ, about being only 300 students, and there's only kindergarten and first grade, and they could be basically assimilated into Tamuning Elementary School, and that's all it was. That's all it was. That's all there were kindergarten and first graders. So he may have found out, or they may have made decisions between October and last week, but from what I gather in the strong statement that he made, that there was a move towards that, or there was great conversation regarding that. What's confusing about it was KUAM's news last night. One of the board members said that their chairman was misinformed. And so the confusion about it, you had a meeting yesterday with one of the board members, Joyce and Augustine, and Mr. Millay, I think it was, Deputy Superintendent.
That's right.
They were supposed to arrest the rumors, basically, and put an end to the rumor and have you guys feel at ease again. Did you walk away with ease?
I walked away informed. I knew where Mr. St. Augustine and Mr. Millay stood in the process. And they assured us that they were not in favor of doing this for very sound reasons, you know, a reasonable basis for why they didn't want to do this. And they were together on the issue.
But obviously they had heard about it, or it's been discussed. They just basically said, if it comes to me, if I had to vote for it, I would vote against it, basically, as a board member. And Mr. Millay says, if a decision were upon me, or to give a decision or a statement about it, I would not be in favor of it, basically.
In fact, he was even stronger than that. He had put out a report on January 10th, I believe, the 10th of this year, with his recommendation for the attendance for next school year. And his recommendation was all elementary schools status quo, no changes. No changes. Keep it, roll it right on through.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so, I tell you what, Rick, let's talk more. Why don't we take a break? We can take calls, 632-8255 or 632-TALK. You want to chime in this conversation. We'll be right back.